Hi everybody, this is Tim and Kathy, and we're coming to you with our 3 and 4 month summary because we've been out at sea for 50 of 60 days, and the question is, did that sink our budget?
Well, we'll find out. We'll talk money at the end, but we're Taste Life with us.
And let's do a review of what we've been up to.
Yeah, we'll give you a little taster of our tasting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right now we're hanging out in Sydney.
So before we get too far into reviewing all the fun we had and how much it cost, kind of the big picture of Nomad life. How are you liking it now that we're 4 months in?
Oh gosh, I am loving it. I thought for sure that I'd be missing work and I'd be missing things around the house. Nope, not happening. Matter of fact, I haven't even thought about work.
One of my big fears was beds and pillows, because I'm neurotic. Like, I'll just buy more and more and more pillows all the time, trying to find the perfect pillow. But I've done great with all these different beds we've had and pillows. It's been fine. It's
really been a surprise to us because, you know, you think about all these different beds you're sleeping in, how too soft, too hard, the pillows too flat, too big, too lumpy. Really hasn't been a problem at all.
No, the only problem we've had is your snoring.
Sorry.
We've always had that problem.
Yeah.
Anyways, the other thing that has surprised us is how social the Nomad life can be. And we had met these other 4 couples in Nomad groups online, like through Facebook. And so we'd set up to all have dinner together. And, you know, I thought, oh, well, we'll meet them, we'll have dinner. You know, it'll be fun. They've become friends, you know, and especially one couple, because they also went to Brisbane right after us, so we hung out with them a lot in Brisbane, so you'll see them a little on our
different videos. So,
really nice aspect to travel that we were not expecting. So let's see, what did we do?
We were in Vancouver for the first 2 days of this section.
Yeah.
We were just kind of finishing up, closing up everything there.
Yeah, we won't cover Vancouver because that is covered in the previous 2-month review.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that's something else that has surprised me.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of like, okay, we'll do YouTube, and I have the website. If you haven't been to our website, it's www.tastelifewithus.com. And I write a blog on my feelings on the Nomad journey, and we have lots of resources, answering all your questions about the Nomad life and all those things. We kind of wanted to do that, but we're kind of like, we're retired. That's our lowest priority because it's work. We don't want to do work. We don't make a dime off it. We're just spend money on it. But mostly we did it for our kids and to pay it forward to other nomads, because nomads did that for us. Yeah. You know, that's why we're doing this video with our money, because quite honestly, it's none of your business. No. But
we like to share.
We wanted to know exactly what all these things cost, that all these nomads are out there doing this cool life. How much does it really cost?
Yeah.
Can we do it? We have a budget. As we said in our previous video, this is a rolling thing. We prepaid pretty much all of our accommodations for the first 8 months of this journey. So our target $4,000 a month budget was wide open. Yeah. Because we'd already prepaid so many things. We decided to start out going to expensive places.
Absolutely.
You know, the US, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, expensive places. The rest of the year we'll be in Southeast Asia. It's an averaging.
Absolutely.
We're blowing our budget a little bit at the beginning because we know we can make up for it. Yeah. But in fact, it's not blowing our budget. Our budget, actually, we're using way less than what we budgeted because half of it's already paid for. In some cases, lots of it's already paid for. We left Vancouver on the Majestic Princess.
Oh, that is a beautiful ship.
Oh my gosh.
Again, I made a video of that. Check it out. Yeah.
It's great too.
Yeah.
Good ship tour.
Give you a good ship tour of what it's like to actually be on that ship. A lot of activities, obviously, I didn't put on there because we just did the tour.
So when you think of a repositioning cruise, you know, it starts on one continent, goes to a different one because that's a new season for them. Right. Alaska season's over, on to Australia season. So you would think that that crossing would be kind of boring.
No.
Not at all. There was so much going on. Just
we had a Halloween party.
Oh, that was so fun.
Yeah.
We had a Halloween party with our new Nomad friends. I mean,
But
it
also,
wasn't our Halloween party.
I was going to say, the whole ship.
The ship had a Halloween party, and some of our friends dressed up, and we did, and it was really a fun time.
It was a fun time.
But there was so much exercise opportunities on that ship.
The
Every
gym.
morning, they had this huge aerobics thing in the big atrium. People are on like all stories of the atrium.
The piazza.
And clear out towards the elevators, just trying to find room anywhere. They're all doing aerobics. And
Zumba.
We watched.
Yeah, oh yeah, we watched. Did we participate? No.
And then we went out to the deck and we laid out and we found out there is Tai Chi going on the big video over the pool, and people standing all around and on the decks doing Tai Chi, which looked amazing, but we didn't try it.
Again, didn't participate in that.
We walked through the gym a few times.
3 times we walked through.
We
It was
weighed
busy.
ourselves. It was so packed. We actually went there with the intention of exercising at the beginning, and then we're like, there's just way too many people. And all day they had dance classes, Zumba classes, so much stuff. And we loved dance.
Pickleball.
Yeah, pickleball. They had a lot of different kind of little tournaments going on.
Yeah.
And I have to say, a repositioning cruise, you know, is an older demographic, because that's who has time to travel for a whole month. We were on there for 31 days. These are not the older people you expect. We were probably on the younger side on this cruise. These people were so active. Oh my gosh, they put us to shame badly.
Yeah, I did kind of hang my head down a little bit for at least 2 or 3 minutes. We took that opportunity on this first 30-day cruise. We weren't doing squat.
We just rested and recharged. And they had fantastic food, so good recharging.
Yeah, food was great. Wine was good.
Wine was good, and we had our wine buddies, Blair and Susan, and we sat down in the wine bar before dinners and talked and laughed, and it was really fun. Mostly we loved it. We would go back on it in a second. It had great stabilizers. It was a very smooth ride. You'd wonder, you know, all the way across the Pacific, is that a smooth ride? It was a smooth ride. It was shocking how smooth it was.
Okay, smooth, yes. We hit the tail end of a cyclone.
Oh yeah, right outside Auckland. We actually got into Auckland, New Zealand a day late because of Cyclone Lola.
Yeah.
And
something kind of cool.
Was pretty rockin'.
Yeah, even with the stabilizers, that boat was moving
but we didn't get sick or anything.
No, but we filmed some stuff out the window.
Yeah.
And we posted it on Facebook. And one of the Auckland TV stations saw it. We're famous.
We are, but the waves are.
Anyway, they saw it on our YouTube, not our YouTube, our Facebook, and they contacted us the next morning and said, hey, can we use your footage?
By a passenger on board the Majestic Princess, which is currently just behind Rangitoto Island. This footage taken 160 kilometres off the coast of New Zealand, heading into our waters on the tail end of ex-tropical cyclone Lola.
She's choppy. If you keep watching, you'll see just how high those waves come up on those windows. Whoa, there you go.
We crossed the Pacific. We did have some great ports.
Yes, we did.
Victoria, Canada,
yeah.
which we did not get off because we had just been there on the Alaska cruise, and our daughter was having a baby.
Woohoo!
Yeah, our daughter and son-in-law welcomed the little girls. We spent that day on the ship trying to be there for her.
So then our next port was Los Angeles.
Yeah.
So we were there for 2 nights, or 2 days, 1 night. And so we got off, rented a car, drove the 4 hours up California, got to see the new grandbaby.
Yeah, and all our kids came.
Almost all of them.
At the same time, except the one that lives in New York.
He's in college.
Albany,
he couldn't
New
get
York.
out.
He couldn't come. But all the other kids were there. Our other grandbaby was there, our grandson. So that was a wonderful few hours spent with our family that we hadn't seen in a couple of months. Got to hold our little brand new baby. And then we drove back to LA, got on the ship at midnight. Yeah.
That was a long day.
It was a long day, but oh
well
boy,
worth it.
we were on a high. So, yeah, so that was great. That worked out perfectly.
Okay, so after Los Angeles, we went to Honolulu.
So we had like 5 sea days, which is fine. We love sea days. We love the ocean.
Yep,
Some
so that was
people
all
might
good.
get bored, but we did not.
No. Kind of fun for me. I got to hook up with one of my old college roommates, Rod.
Yeah, we had lunch with him and his wife.
Yeah.
We also went to the botanical gardens.
The other thing we got to do there was the only palace in the United States is in Honolulu, the Hawaiian Palace. So we got to do it.
They used to have royalty that ruled Hawaii, of course.
Right.
So, yeah.
So we got to take a tour of that. So that was kind of cool.
That was fun. And then we went to Moorea.
Kind of cool. We were up and down the coast of California, Oregon, and Washington, even into Alaska. We were looking for whales. We saw some in California. We just saw spouts. And we're in Moorea, and we're taking the ship tender.
Yeah.
So it's like a little lifeboat over to the dock, right? And this whale freaking breaches right next to us.
A humpback. Huge humpback.
It's just
playing in the water. More than one. There was like three, I think.
No, there was two.
Two?
Yeah.
Anyways.
I knew them personally. That's how I know there was two.
It was so fun seeing the humpback. And we got over to Moorea and we took a taxi down to a public beach right by Hibiscus Inn.
Yeah.
And we snorkeled and it was really nice. It was really a little cloudy. I think the day was kind of dark.
It was
the
kind
water
of dark.
was a little bit rough, so it was a little cloudy.
Yeah, but we saw some different things. It was really nice.
It was good.
And then we also had an awesome meal at the Hibiscus Inn.
Yeah, that was really fun.
That was great.
It was a great restaurant. Right there on the water. And then the next day we went to Tahiti.
So we went to Tahiti. We were there for 2 days. Again, we hadn't set up anything as far as snorkeling. If you haven't figured out, we like to snorkel.
Yeah.
And we do carry our own gear, so that's the good thing.
Yeah.
The first day in Tahiti, we just got off the boat and we decided we'd just do a little walkabout, kind of cruise around the port area and the town.
Down the harbor. It was a pretty long walk. We were hot and humid and we stopped and got the best coffee gelato ever.
It was tasty.
Walk back, got caught in
a torrential downpour.
Huge downpour. Like, we like to walk in the rain. The rain was fine, but then it was like buckets.
I asked her.
We're hiding under a palm tree.
I asked her, I said, do you want to get an Uber? Oh no, I love to walk in the rain. At that point, it was lightly sprinkling kind of a thing. Good mighty. We're like underneath a palm leaf thing and water is just running off of it.
We were soaked.
Okay, so that was day one.
But that was fun. Day two.
Day two has its own video, okay?
Day two has a video already out on how we almost got stranded in Tahiti.
We got together with Chris from Eat, Walk, Learn.
Yeah.
And we got a taxi to a black sand beach. Do you remember what the name of it was?
It's out at Venus Point.
Yes, Venus Point.
Where we thought we could snorkel.
Yeah, we thought we could snorkel there.
It turned out to be quite far out of a swim to get out to the reef and a riptide.
And the plan is at the restaurant, we would call the taxi and she would come pick us up.
Yeah, she said she would.
Yeah, and she gave us our number, so we did. We had actually one of the local people call for us, and they did, and that was all great. And oh yeah, she'll be right here.
Yeah.
An hour later, go back in there. Oh, she's on her way. She'll be here when she can get here.
Anyways, go watch the video.
It's hilarious.
It's hilarious. It was so fun what all happened.
Getting rescued by locals.
So unexpected.
Yes.
And turned into such a great experience. So go watch the video. It was great.
Enough about Tahiti.
Where did we go next?
America, Samoa.
Oh, right. What a surprise. American Samoa. Yeah, it looks like Pago Pago or Pago Pago, but you pronounce it like Pongo Pongo. So anyways, we went there. And we hung out with Chris and Steve again from Eat, Walk, Learn. So they're really into national parks.
They're into walking. Eat, walk, learn. What do you know?
But they love national parks.
Absolutely.
And so we walked to the national park office. So it was way down to the right from the cruise terminal.
And then we decided to walk way out to the left.
Go to this hike way past the cruise terminal, just as far the other direction. And then hike up a pretty tall hill. And see these girls watching gun turrets and stuff.
Yeah.
Beautiful view. It was great. We enjoyed that.
Okay, the view wasn't that great because this trail has either been opened or closed or open. We don't know. But the overgrowth was kind of such that it made it hard to see.
You had to look through, but it was pretty from up there. Anyways, then we walked down again.
And then we thought
we were exhausted.
So we
was exhausted.
We got a taxi at that point.
Yeah.
And we went all the way back around the cruise terminal.
Really far though this time. We never could have walked it.
This was the other side of the bay to a beach called $2 Beach.
Yes, which costs $5 per person.
Inflation happens. We realize that. It's okay.
But it was a nice beach. Had nice bathrooms and everything.
Yeah, it had some nice shade places.
No food, really.
No food or drink.
No food or drink. Take your own. But they said they had good snorkeling. When we had researched before, it said they had good snorkeling there. And so we asked where, and the gal told us.
Yeah, okay.
Barely deep enough to even try to float and not be hitting your head on the rocks below you.
Or drag your belly.
There was like almost no room to even try to float out, but it was so difficult to walk out that you really had to
float, yeah.
So it was a little awkward, and Chris and Steve were looking at it like,
yeah, we don't want to go.
You guys seriously gonna go try to snorkel in there? And we're like, yeah, we're not gonna snorkel. It's too shallow. So they went to another area because we're sharing our gear.
Yeah.
Okay, but
the secret to this spot is you go out on this little shallow, flat area, and then all of a sudden you drop into these 4 and 5 foot deep pockets.
Yeah.
And those pockets were alive with sea life. It was so cool. It's a great day for snorkeling because those pockets were really clear.
Really clear. Yep. Then we went to Auckland. We walked around the botanical gardens, and it was just a cute town.
Those narrow streets are all filled with little cafes and shops. Oh, it's so cute.
It's the best part of that
Absolutely.
Downtown area. Very walkable. Okay, so then we missed Tauranga due to the storm delay, and we went to Bay of Islands. So right now I'm going to mention the cost of the Princess Cruise because this is a little bit relevant.
Yeah.
So the Princess Cruise we paid ahead while we were working, not out of our Nomad budget, $8,394.
Yeah.
Before you have a heart attack.
For a 31-day cruise.
We did the Princess Plus package, so we had great Wi-Fi, even out in the middle of nowhere. They must have Starlink or something.
But we were expecting a grandbaby, so
yeah, we were expecting a grandbaby.
That.
We needed that. We got the full drink package because there was so many sea days, like maybe like 20 out of the 31, maybe more than that. There was a lot of sea days. Enough said. Okay.
Yeah.
Now we easily could have gotten this cruise for about $4,000, maybe even less. Which
actually would have been our Nomad budget.
Yeah, which is our Nomad budget for a month, and we would have still had to pay the tips.
Yeah.
But we did have onboard credit of $400. Now, $200 of that was excursion credit, so we had to use it on an excursion. We were going to go on this cool jet boat ride in Tauranga, but it got canceled. So we went to see the
glowworms.
Tim was really excited.
Okay. So you guys remember those little LED fiber optic things? Yeah. They look very similar.
Yeah, like a cave with those up on the roof.
Yeah.
But it's not. They're live glowworms.
I don't know if they're live. They could have been just LED lights.
It was fun walking through the cave.
It was fun.
And we saw a lot of beautiful
countryside
as we drove through the Bay of Islands, which actually looked a lot like Pastor Rebels area.
It really did. It was just beautiful. It was beautiful for the drive.
Yeah.
It was a nice walk in a cave. Were the glowworms spectacular? No, but they're part of our ecosystem.
For it, but we got it free. Okay. So that's the glowworm story.
Yeah.
See, we came to Sydney. We went straight to the airport, got on a Qantas flight to Brisbane, and spent a week in Brisbane.
We had the best Airbnb in Brisbane, in my opinion.
We did.
It was a little small from the fact that it was a studio.
Yeah.
But the honest truth is, it was a good location.
Had a good backyard.
Yeah.
The birds. And it's nice and close to a metro station.
Yes.
On Brunswick Street.
Yes.
It's the Fortitude Valley station. So Brunswick Street, I don't even know what to say about it. It's sort of like Bourbon Street in New Orleans mixed with
kind of a classy college bar scene.
Yeah, like
without
if you
the college
can imagine
students.
Mixing those two things, it was bizarre. There's like nice places, kind of expensive places. And then there's like
some really strange places.
Boarded up things, and place where there was people in all these weird costumes. It's this video game bar. There's a place that, I don't know what was going on in there, but it was very adult rated. It was just the weirdest mishmash of stuff. It was, the whole time we're like, do we hate it or love it?
Here's a perfect example of the dichotomy of this place. So we went down Sunday morning and we were getting like a brunch at a restaurant-y bar type place. Live music playing.
Yeah. Acoustic guitar, country live music. We're really enjoying it.
Yeah. There's two girls dancing out in front of this guy. They're just
rave clothes.
False. One was in rave clothes. The other one was in normal clothes.
Oh, yeah. This girl was in like fishnets that barely covered anything on her body. Sunday morning, there's little kids there and old people. It was
families
weird.
There was this one dad who kept telling his son, no, come here, son, come here.
And right across, it's like a pedestrian mall. Here malls are really just streets you don't drive down. So right across is this bar that's playing like
heavy metal.
That's a perfect example of this street.
There's the dichotomy of this street.
It was interesting.
But it was fun. I mean, we had a great time down there.
And it was convenient with the metro station, and they have fantastic public transportation in Brisbane. And we went all over by train, ferry, bus. We could get anywhere.
Yeah.
The ferries really nice. Up and down the Brisbane River, really fun. The places to eat and breweries and stuff on the river were really fun.
Yeah, that Riverwalk area was really neat. They had a bunch of just different restaurants down there.
Yeah.
Grab the ferry, go up and down. Ooh, interesting fact, the river that runs through Brisbane, no one swims in because it's full of bull sharks.
Yeah, they do. And there's a rooftop bar right by our place that at night you could see the whole city just lights, and it was
gorgeous.
Beautiful.
That was called Soho. Yeah.
And then we drove down near Gold Coast to what is called the Koala Trail. And we saw koalas in the wild.
Even more, we saw kangaroos.
So many kangaroos. Like, you're just walking through the kangaroos.
So as Americans, right, everybody wants to see the kangaroo. So we're in the car, we're driving. We haven't even gotten to this koala trail yet. And Steve yells, oh, stop the car, stop the car. We look in this person's backyard. There's like 5 or 6 kangaroos. We're all excited.
In this little green space behind their backyard.
We're looking through the fence. We're taking pictures. Woo! We drive up.
Like a few more minutes to
parked
the parking
car,
lot. We're like,
turned our heads to the left and looked in this field. Good Lord, there was like 1,000 of them just hanging out.
100.
I don't know.
There was so many kangaroos. Big, little, it was...
I'm sure some of them were wallabies. Yeah, I mean.
And then as we're walking to look for the koalas, we just are passing kangaroos left and right.
Got to the point where you didn't even want to take pictures of them. Yeah, it's like so many.
You're just like, oh, we saw enough kangaroos.
Yeah, this is another kangaroo.
And then we saw a mama koala with a baby on her back run across the trail right in front of us as we'd given up and we were walking back to the car. And up a tree, and she was climbing the tree, and we got to videotape it. And then we are walking some more and we see another koala in a tree, like a bigger, maybe a male koala.
Possibly. Didn't get that close to check.
He was asleep until I think we annoyed him.
And kind of woke him up. Yeah, that's all right.
Anyways, we saw our wild animals.
Woohoo!
Moving on. We were in Brisbane for 1 week and then...
the Luminosa.
It's a Carnival ship that was in the Costa line. And then they repurposed it for Carnival line. It's an older ship that's fixed up, but the color scheme...
They only fixed up half of it,
You're
maybe?
kind of like, who picked like all these 6 patterns and put them all in one room together? It was strange, some parts of it. But they had some very comfortable seating areas.
Yes, they did.
And they had a great Serenity deck with really comfy lounge cushions, and we spent a lot of time laying in the sun up there.
Yeah.
And it had a pool.
I was going to say, the other thing that they had was actually really great entertainment.
So, Carnival has punchline comedy, which we almost always love. We have seen bad ones, but this ship, we were on it back to back, so 2 cruises, and they kept switching comedians. We saw like maybe 8 different comedians. Every single one was
hilarious.
Fantastic. And whether they were in the little Punchliner Club or the big theater, we saw so much comedy. We love comedy, and they were great. So our first cruise was called the Great Barrier Reef. So 7 days. So we went to Cairns.
What did we do?
And we snorkeled the Great Barrier Reef. We went
but we're not going to go into that right now because you can watch the video.
Oh yeah, we have a video of that. Okay. And then we went to Daintree National Forest. It was the Port Douglas port.
Right.
We took a little river cruise.
The crocodiles.
Gigantic crocodile. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
He was something else. To go into costs on the cruises, because Carnival had switched this Costa ship over to Carnival, and they were starting to go out of Brisbane for the first time. They had, well, maybe not for the first time, but first time with this ship. So anyways, they had fantastic deals like a year ago or something that I booked this stuff. So we got the Great Barrier Reef cruise for 2 of us, $1,385 for a week.
But wait, there's more.
And it came with $750 of Australian currency onboard credit. Plus, we're Carnival shareholders. Definitely worth it to buy 100 shares of Carnival when the price is low, because you get free money on every
Carnival cruise.
Carnival, Princess, Holland America, Cunard, P&O. I mean, every Carnival owned line. So we got another 100 on that. So we had onboard credit of 850 Australian, which is about $550.
Something like that.
American or so, but the prices are in Australian onboard. So that, I mean, we had almost as much onboard credit as the whole cruise cost us.
Exactly.
And so we used it on drinks. We both got a harecut. We got the excursion to, oh no, we had already prepaid the excursions. We ate in the steakhouse. I don't know, you know, little things. The excursions, I should say, were, I think that the snorkel one was about $550 for the 2 of us, and I think the Daintree one was about $250. And those were prepaid when we were at home.
The second cruise we took also left Brisbane, but it went to Papua New Guinea.
If you want to know how much we paid for the Papua New Guinea one, which was 11 days, that cruise was $2,097 for the 2 of us, and we had $900 of onboard credit on that one. So we did use a little bit of that for the Lick Lick Festival in Alito. I have a whole video on Papua New Guinea. The video can't even begin to capture how amazing it was, but I think you'll really like the video. So watch our Papua New Guinea video. We also had a spa room, an inside spa room on both of the cruises. That added about $200 to the price of each cruise, gave us unlimited access to the thermal spa, which was a pretty good thermal spa.
Good, yeah.
So you could save $200 off those fares also if you aren't interested in the spa.
Yep.
That's about it. We got off the ship. We flew to
Sydney.
And so there's also included 1 night in our Airbnb here, which is $126.
Yeah.
We did have a little medical thing.
Yes, we did. No, we ended up going to the pharmacy a couple of times in port, primarily for me. I had a really bad cough.
And then
which
got pink eye.
I still have. And then I got pink eye.
Yeah.
Good Lord.
And apparently it was going around in Brisbane and apparently on the ship. So in between the back-to-back cruises, we took an Uber in to the airport where there was a pharmacy open on a Sunday.
Yeah.
And then we Ubered back. So shall we dive into the budget a little bit?
Let's do it.
All right. We've already talked about all of the accommodations. You can see how much we spent on groceries, which was very little because you remember we're on a ship. That's why I broke out all the cruises, because cruises are accommodation and food and entertainment, everything, right? And so our grocery expenses were very small, $200 for the 2 months. Restaurants, we only ate at a couple, mostly that was probably Vancouver. I know it was November, Brisbane. It was mostly restaurants in Brisbane. So a total of $413 there. We spent $514 on drinks. How did we do that? Oh, we went wine tasting in Brisbane, and that was a chunk of it. And bought some wine on there to take onto the cruise, because you can take on one bottle each per cruise. So we took on 4 bottles of wine. Okay, transportation, that was mostly public transportation and Ubers, $260 for 2 months. Our activities, $74. I forget what that was, but, oh, those are entry fees for like, wherever we went, we had to pay a couple of different entry fees for things. Okay, the phone, that's $98 in SIM cards. We bought Papua New Guinea SIM cards, and then turned out we could only use them in Alitaus, so that was a waste of money. And we have Australia SIM cards. And then medical, that's our little trip to the pharmacy and some medicine, $111. And then medicine a couple other times for your cough too. Okay, and then clothing, Tim got a very cute pair of sunglasses that are wood on the side. And I got a little sarong and
some pants.
Some real lightweight pants.
They were cute.
And miscellaneous, $138. That's just random. Who knows what it was.
It was miscellaneous.
So total for 2 months of what we spent in cash was $1,888. Now you can see the prepaid column. While we were working, we prepaid all 3 cruises, the accommodations that we used. We prepaid our plane tickets from Sydney to Brisbane and back. We had $823 in activity, so that was the 2 excursions that we took. $520 in 2 months worth of travel insurance, and that all came to $15,037. There's also daily breakdowns there if you're interested. We did end up with a total of $2,150 in onboard credit. That is actually, 400 of that is in US dollars, and the rest of that is in Australian dollars. Right. So in cash, $1,888. If you break that up, that's $944 per month. That is way below our budget. That's also way below your pension, which Tim gets like $1,500 pension, so we don't even dip into our savings. So we're kind of trying to really stay cash around there. So we were really happy with that.
Right, that was a good thing.
If you were doing this, if you did it exactly the way we did that, you would have had an average of $8,462 a month, which is more than double our monthly budget. But we prepaid all that. We planned it as a splurge. You know, the Princess Cruise. Princess Cruise was half of that. So
the drink package was half of the Princess Cruise.
The Great Barrier Reef excursion was like $500. I mean, we did a few splurges.
There were some bucket list things.
Bucket list things. So you know, that was money we were making while we were working. That is not coming out of our Nomad money. So anyways, if you were doing it and you were trying to do it cheaper, or if we were doing it now on our Nomad budget, we could have done the Princess Cruise for about $4,900. And if you changed all those figures, that would have ended up being about $6,700 a month, which is closer because that was going to average out over time. So we'll kind of count that, I guess, and eliminate the splurgy part. All right. Now, what I've never seen nomads do, and we've always thought it'd be interesting, is a running average.
Okay, let's see it.
Because this is about annual averaging. We only have 4 months so far. But if you average our first 4 months, which we're in the US, Canada, and cruises, and Australia, all expensive places, our cash outlay from our current pension and savings is $7,209, which averages out to $1,800 a month.
Perfect.
Which is not bad. That's only like $300 over your pension check.
Right.
So that's great. We're thrilled.
That's good.
We budgeted $4,000 a month cash for these months, and we haven't had to dip into that. Okay, if you count everything, the average is $6,819. That's including all of the prepaid for a total of $27,000-ish dollars. That's including the splurginess of Princess. That's even not that bad for such expensive places.
Right.
I mean, we could not have lived in California on that amount of money a month. Okay, if you take out the excess splurge from Princess, that brings it down to $23,782 for 4 months, or an average of just below $6,000 a month, or about $195 a day, which, you know, it's not that bad in expensive areas, which is still like $2,000 over our budget. But, you know, this is going to average out. It's going to be really fun to see what the average is after we have the whole first 12 months, because Southeast Asia, we think, is going to get a lot cheaper, but it is going to be all cash, right? So, anyways, that's month 3 and 4.
Month 3 and 4 are in the bucket.
They're in the books, and hopefully we'll have some more video on it, but we hope you got a little taste of what we were tasting.
Absolutely.
As you watch this review. Thanks so much for watching us.
Yeah.